Imagine waking up to a sound so loud it shakes your entire city. Not thunder, not an earthquake, a cannon. So massive it could shatter walls that had stood unconquered for over 1,000 years. For centuries, Constantinople was called the city that could never fall. Armies had tried, empires had failed, kings had died trying to capture it. But in the spring of 1453, a 21-year-old Sultan arrived with an army unlike anything the world had seen. 53 days later, one of history's greatest cities lay in ruins. How did the invincible city finally collapse? And why did its fall change the world forever? Let's go back to the beginning. Constantinople wasn't just another city. It was the richest, strongest, and most important city in Europe. Founded by Emperor Constantine in AD 330, it became the capital of the Byzantine Empire, the eastern continuation of the Roman Empire. While the Western Roman Empire had collapsed nearly 1,000 years earlier, Constantinople survived. Why? Because of three incredible advantages. First, its location. The city sat between Europe and Asia, controlling trade between the Black Sea and the Mediterranean. Merchants from every corner of the world passed through its markets. Second, its wealth. Silk, spices, gold, jewels. You could find almost anything in Constantinople. Third, and most importantly, its walls. The famous Theodosian walls stretched for miles and consisted of multiple layers of stone, towers, and deep moats. These weren't ordinary walls. For over 1,000 years, they had defeated Persians, Arabs, Bulgars, Rus, and countless others. People genuinely believed Constantinople could never be conquered. But every fortress has a weakness, and one man intended to find it. His name was Mehmed II. He became Sultan of the Ottoman Empire at just 21 years old. Many European rulers underestimated him. They saw a young man, an inexperienced king, someone who could be manipulated. They were disastrously wrong. Since childhood, Mehmed had dreamed of conquering Constantinople. There was even an old Islamic prophecy saying that the commander who captured the city would be greatly honored. Mehmed wanted to be that commander, but he understood something previous armies had ignored. The city's greatest strength was its walls. Every army before him had tried to climb them, break them, or starve the city into surrender, and every one of them had failed. So instead of simply attacking the walls, he decided to build a weapon powerful enough to destroy them. A Hungarian engineer named Orban offered his services to the Byzantine Emperor. He claimed he could build enormous cannons capable of defending the city. The emperor wanted them, but there was one problem. He couldn't afford to pay. Rejected, Orban traveled to Mehmed instead. The young sultan didn't hesitate. He gave Orban all the money and materials he needed. Months later, the largest cannon Europe had ever seen was finished. It was nearly 27 feet long. It fired stone cannonballs weighing over 600 kilograms. Just transporting it required dozens of oxen and hundreds of workers. Everyone knew they were about to witness something the world had never seen. Every shot echoed for miles. The recoil alone could shake the ground beneath it. This wasn't just a cannon. It was a machine built to end an empire. On April 6, 1453, nearly 80 to 100,000 Ottoman soldiers surrounded Constantinople. Inside the city, only around 7,000 defenders remained. Among them were Byzantine soldiers, volunteers, monks, and a few hundred skilled Genoese fighters led by Giovanni Giustiniani. Against impossible odds, they prepared for battle. Every morning, the giant cannons fired. Boom! Walls that had stood for centuries began to crack. The defenders rushed to repair them every night. Women carried stones. Priests prayed. Children helped move supplies. Everyone fought in their own way. The city refused to surrender. Every sunrise brought another bombardment. Every night brought another desperate repair. Neither side knew it yet, but the siege was about to take an unexpected turn. Constantinople had another powerful defense. Across the entrance to the Golden Horn Harbor stretched an enormous iron chain. Enemy ships couldn't enter. For centuries, this simple but brilliant defense had protected the city's harbor. The people of Constantinople believed their harbor was untouchable. The chain had never failed them. So Mehmed did something no one expected. Instead of sailing through the harbor, he decided to go around it. His engineers built wooden roads across the nearby hills. Then, during one astonishing night, Ottoman soldiers pulled their warships over land using logs coated with animal fat. More than 70 ships crossed the hills, something no army had ever attempted on this scale. The next morning, the people of Constantinople looked toward the harbor. They couldn't believe what they saw. Enemy ships behind their defenses. Panic spread throughout the city. The impossible had happened. Weeks of bombardment weakened the walls. Food became scarce. Exhaustion spread throughout the city. Still, Emperor Constantine XI refused to flee. He could have escaped. Many urged him to. Instead, he made a choice. He would die with his people. On the night before the final attack, Christians gathered inside the Hagia Sophia. Many believed it would be their last prayer. Outside, the Ottoman army prepared for one final assault. Just before dawn on May 29, 1453, the attack began. Wave after wave of soldiers charged the walls. Many fell, but more kept coming. Then disaster struck. Giovanni Giustiniani, the city's best military commander, was badly wounded. His soldiers carried him away. Morale collapsed. At almost the same time, Ottoman troops discovered a small gate that had been left unsecured during the chaos. They forced their way inside. Soon, Ottoman banners flew above the walls. The defense was breaking. The city that had stood unconquered for over 1,000 years was falling. Emperor Constantine XI realized the battle was lost. He could still escape. Several of his closest men begged him to save himself, but Constantine had already made his decision. He removed the symbols of his rank. If he was going to die, he would die as a soldier beside his people. According to tradition, he cried out, "The city has fallen, but I still live." Then he charged into the fighting. He refused to surrender. He was never seen alive again. His body was never positively identified. With his death, the Roman Empire finally came to an end. Not the Western Empire, the Eastern Roman Empire. A civilization that had survived for more than 1,100 years disappeared that day. Mehmed II entered Constantinople later that day. Instead of destroying the city completely, he declared it the new capital of the Ottoman Empire. He admired its beauty. He ordered repairs. He encouraged people from many different backgrounds to settle there once again. The Hagia Sophia, once the greatest church in Christendom, was converted into a mosque. For many across Europe, the news was terrifying. If Constantinople could fall, who would be next? The city's fall also disrupted important trade routes between Europe and Asia. European kingdoms began searching for new ways to reach the East. That search would help launch the Age of Exploration, leading explorers like Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama into the unknown. One city's fall reshaped the entire world. History often teaches us that the strongest walls can protect a civilization. But Constantinople reminds us of a far darker truth. No empire is truly invincible. The city that had survived 1,000 years fell in less than 2 months. Technology changed, leadership changed, the world changed, and when history changes, even legends can disappear. The fall of Constantinople wasn't simply the end of a city. It was the end of the Roman Empire and the beginning of a completely new chapter in world history.
If you enjoyed this journey through one of history's greatest turning points, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the stories that shaped our world. Until next time, remember, empires don't usually die because they believe they're weak. They fall because they believe they'll stand forever.